For a country like Saudi Arabia, with an abysmal record on human rights, the last thing the world might wish is nuclear capability. However, whistleblowers have already raised the alarm about the kingdom's clandestine nuclear program. In one of its latest reports, the Wall Street Journal has uncovered a facility constructed in a remote area in Saudi Arabia for extracting uranium yellowcake from uranium ore. While the name might tickle fancy, yellowcake itself is the crucial component for both nuclear power reactors and atomic bombs, and it's the latter that has created a cause for concern as Riyadh, under the de facto leadership of Mohammed bin Salman, might take the wildest of courses for handling even issues as simple as treating a mild critic like Jamal Khashoggi.
الحادث اللي حدث مؤلم جدا لجميع السعوديين.
According to the Wall Street Journal, Western officials are now anxious about an unusual facility located near Al Ula, a small city in the Saudi Northwest Desert, near a solar panel production area. Experts interviewed by the Journal believe the facility to be one of the undeclared nuclear sites in the kingdom, with the capacity to produce uranium yellowcake.
I think it should concern everyone if Saudi Arabia plans to or has already started extracting uranium yellowcake. Saudi Arabia is run by a genocidal regime that kills and oppresses people both at home and abroad.
Frank Papillon, a former satellite image analyst at the Los Alamos National Laboratory in New Mexico, recently spotted a desert site that confirms the Journal account. The site has a checkpoint, towering security fences, and a big building about 150 feet on a side, and pools for the collection of uranium waste, a typical blueprint for yellowcake mills. To David Albright, the president of the Institute for Science and International Security, the facility is suspicious given its relative isolation in the Saudi desert and its long access route.
This is a big deal because they're doing this all behind closed doors, and if you only want nuclear energy, then why all of the secrecy? Iran has said time and time again, come inspect our nuclear energy facilities where our doors are open, and here you have the Saudis not talking about it, openly saying we want to build a bomb, and then not sharing any details on this very clear nuclear project that's going on behind closed doors. We only really know about it from drone footage, information leaks, and MBS openly stating his desire to build the bomb. So it's definitely clear that there are nefarious purposes, and we shouldn't trust them with nuclear energy even.
Whereas such underground activities have raised deep concerns, the White House seems not only unperturbed, but also quite content. In May 2019, a U.S. congressional committee issued a report according to which the Trump administration was allowing American companies to offer Saudi Arabia nuclear technologies without getting non-proliferation guarantees. After all, Saudi Arabia has a limited safeguards agreement with the International Atomic Energy Agency, the IAEA, that does not allow its inspectors to visit whenever they like. For that level of access, a country signs an additional protocol with the agency. But neither Saudi Arabia nor Israel has signed on to the IAEA's additional protocols, which safeguards against the proliferation of nuclear weapons.
So first, I would like to say here that everyone should be very suspicious of the U.S. media's effort to promote the idea that China is the one responsible for helping Saudi Arabia develop its nuclear facilities. The U.S. media is on an anti-China tirade right now. And last year, the Trump regime approved the sale of nuclear technology and equipment to Riyadh, which they're using to construct at least 2 reactors. There are also reports over the past 2 years or so that Israel is contributing to the Saudi nuclear project. And we should all question this and bring it to light, because it would make perfect sense for the United States and Israel to help Saudi Arabia develop nuclear weapons and then kind of blame it on China, who could very well be considering helping them develop nuclear energy.
Apparently, the Israeli regime's policy of nuclear opacity has set a poor example for the Saudis to follow. The regime is believed to possess 90 warheads, according to the Stockholm International Peace Research Institute. Satellite photos taken in March and May of this year show that the Saudis have put a roof over the reactor, all in the absence of IAEA monitoring. According to Robert Kelly, a former inspector for the Atomic Agency, the IAEA is unhappy with Saudi Arabia because they refuse to communicate about their existing program and where it is going.
The reason it would be a cause of concern is that generally the Saudis can't be trusted. As a Democratic congressman said, if you can't trust the Saudis with a bone saw, how can you trust them with, something more dangerous, like a hydrogen bomb,
The fact is, Riyadh has spent years developing its nuclear program with great interest in acquiring skills like uranium exploration, nuclear engineering, and even ballistic missile manufacturing. In the words of Thomas M. Countryman, the Saudis see a value in having a latent capability to produce their own fuel and perhaps their own weapons.
You would remember the Saudis have already attacked the United States over the Twin Towers. The Saudis brought down the Twin Towers, or at least the official report says so. And most of the people on aircraft that attacked the Twin Towers were Saudi. Now, that could not have been done without the full knowledge of the Saudi government. If they can behave like that to an ally, kill 3,000 people in New York City, what can they do to their perceived enemies?
In 2019, the IAEA released updates on the Saudi National Atomic Energy Project, detailing a Saudi plan for building reactors as well as fueling them through the localization of uranium production. According to the document, Riyadh was looking for uranium deposits in its own territory, while collaborating with Jordan to make yellowcake. Last but not least, back in the 1990s, the Saudis financed Pakistan's project to produce atomic bombs. It does not take a leap of imagination to see where another grave danger is lurking. In fact, as the red flags are being hoisted over the yellowcake drama, the Saudis may already have possessed the A-bomb without making it themselves.
الحادث اللي حدث مؤلم جدا لجميع السعوديين.